Today we're talking about why mainstream motivation doesn't work for the INFJ. So most people think about themselves, this works for everybody else, it doesn't work for me. But the truth is that most people don't even look into mainstream motivation. They don't even take the time to do it. INFJs do. But once they do, it still doesn't work for them. It's something that we're interested in, but it doesn't keep us motivated. And it definitely doesn't make us change the things that are not going well in our life. So today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons why mainstream motivation doesn't work for the INFJ and what actually does. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next level, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. This is all tailored to INFJs, and we have enough testimonials that will show you that it can work for you as well. Everything you need to know, you can find in the links in the description. Reason number 1 why mainstream motivation doesn't work for the INFJ is because the INFJ isn't a sensor. Most people are sensors, and mainstream motivation is tailored to sensors. Sensors want different things than INFJs. INFJs are all about being in the clouds, thinking about bigger things, and the way motivation is really based is on all of those sensory experiences. It's all about doing something in the real world. It's about putting in the work. It's about accomplishing all of those things that sensors are all about. But if we really try to find something that works for us, then that's not it. So you have to keep in mind who is creating this motivation and who it's tailored to. We watch this motivation over and over again, and it just doesn't strike a chord with us. It's not what captures us, and it's definitely not the thing that will move us forward, because we have different challenges. We have different expectations of life. We look at life differently. So of course, those kind of motivations won't really work for us. And if we're not accepting this, then we're going to keep trying to look for answers in places where we'll never find the answer. Most people say they want to change something about their life. They want to do something. They're interested in having a better life. But in the end, they're not looking into those videos. They're not making sure that they change something, that they think about it. We think about it. We are all about watching those videos, doing research, doing, personal development. But, if we're not watching the right things, then how can we expect for things to change? Reason number 2 why mainstream motivation doesn't work for us is because we have deeper issues and deeper wishes than most people. So it's one thing to say mainstream motivation is tailored to sensors, as in how to, pick them up where they are right now. It's another thing to look at the goals. The goals that you see in mainstream motivation are all about make more money, buy things that you can impress other people with, be somebody in a particular hierarchy. And this is not what an INFJ can connect with. Those are things that we might like on some level, but it's nothing that will ever motivate us enough to make a change in our lives. The things that we care about is to be able to be ourselves, to feel like we're tapping into our potential, to feel completely alive, to feel free, and to have, the option to make and do whatever we want. These are the most important things for us. Thankfully, mainstream motivation has picked up on this, and it's become more and more a thing that you see left and right, but it still isn't the main thing that, mainstream motivation is based on. So if we watch these things or we read these things, we not only think, okay, so first off, I'm not connecting with this material at all because it's, not tailored to me. It's for sensors. And on top of that, the goals that are set there aren't goals that I want to achieve. They might be something that I think I want to achieve because it's been presented to me that if I achieve those things, I will be happy. But every INFJ knows if you've gone down that road just a little tiny bit, you already know it's not worth it. You still feel the same. It isn't something that motivates you to keep going. And, if you don't see any change in how you feel, why do it? Reason number 3 why mainstream motivation doesn't work for the INFJ is because the INFJ wants to be left alone. We do like connections. We do like to, experience relationships and dynamics and to have, the human experience. But the truth is that on a very big level, the INFJ needs space. The INFJ needs alone time. The INFJ needs to be in tranquility and they need to be with themselves. And the way mainstream motivation is set up, it's all about, being a part of some kind of game, of some kind of hierarchy, of some kind of social, pyramid where you have a leader and then you have people following that leader, or you're somebody who follows somebody else. And the INFJ is just too independent for that. We really are going through life and we want to go our own path. And those kind of experiences and these kinds of approach aren't really the ones that are really being shown in mainstream media and in mainstream motivation. Because yes, it might be that it's all about, okay, you need to hustle, you need to do the work when nobody's watching. But in the end, it's all about playing a game and playing a role and getting a certain position in a social hierarchy. And we as INFJs are way too independent for that. And as long as we don't accept that, we're always going to look in the wrong places and are going to try to get some kind of motivation out of things that just will never ever reach us. Reason number 4 why mainstream motivation doesn't work for the INFJ is because we simply don't have the energy to hustle hard. We're never going to be the person who says, okay, I'm going to work, 40 hours a week, and then I'm going to go home, and then I'm going to work another 5 hours on my business because this is what, everybody's supposed to want. The INFJ doesn't have the energy for that. So any kind of motivation that is being presented to us that is based on you just got to be the hardest worker in the room, you have to work harder, nobody can outwork me, the things we see continuously just don't resonate with us. On top, it actually makes us feel like failures because it's just not in our DNA. But let me tell you, you don't have to be this way. You don't have to work hard and harder than everybody else to achieve the life that you want. And I'm not just talking about like having a life that is only good in your head. Believe me, if you have a life that feels great to you, you're also going to live in abundance. And that abundance may look differently. It might be that you have all the money you want in your life and you live on those vacations pretty much all throughout the year. And it can also mean that you live a life where you are your own boss and you have nobody telling you what you need to do. Or it can be that you live a life on a farm somewhere and are, watching animals. Like, it doesn't matter. The INFJ just has this path of choosing what makes sense for them. And believe me, you can have the life that you want, the INFJ epic life on your terms without, working harder and harder than you ever have. It really isn't necessary. We have other superpowers, and those are the ones that are going to get us to the finish line. Reason number 5 why mainstream motivation doesn't work for the INFJ is because we can't identify with most role models. The people who seem to have success in our society have reached success because they had different aspirations than us. They have done this through methods that just won't work for us. And so if the only people we see that have seemingly success and it looks like success for them, then how can that be something that motivates us? We need to see people that have something in common with us, that we have some sort of connection with. Seeing role models like this, having somebody that represents, in any kind of way, something that we want, that is the thing that will really make us motivated. Because we might see people who have some kind of success on their level and, we look at them when we sort of say, oh, I want that too. But what we want is that feeling. We want that feeling of I'm accomplishing something. I'm creating the life that I want. But we have to figure out how it looks differently for us than for most people. I always like to say, we are INFJs, we don't have to do all the things. We just have to do the right things. And I'm also a very strong advocate that particularly for INFJs, it's all about your unique wish, how you want to see the world, living the INFJ epic life on your terms. And when it comes to motivation that works for us INFJs, then it's all about tapping into what makes sense for us. So looking at it from the intuitive perspective, looking at our current situation from an INFJ standpoint, then setting goals that make sense for us, being an example and motivating other INFJs to become examples of how to live an INFJ life authentic to them, that is not based on us saying, oh, I'm just an observer. Well, I'm just going to be happy with, the current life that I have, and I'm going to pretend it's all like great, when in the end we're still feeling like things are missing. You have the power to tap into your potential, but it's all about understanding that mainstream motivation isn't the path to go for us. If you want to understand more of this concept and how to, create a system that works for you, then download the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next level, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video Once the INFJ Finally Accept Their Mind-Blowing Nature, This Is What Happens.